Welcome to Buzz Around the Globe. Israel said Monday that 11 more hostages released in the Gaza Strip had arrived safely, hours after the announcement that a truce between Israel and Hamas in Gaza will be extended by 2 days, opening the way for further releases. Hamas also released footage showing the handing over 11 Israeli hostages to the Red Cross. The footage is yet another slickly produced propaganda video released by Hamas. Also, Hamas announced the agreement to prolong the truce by 48 hours shortly before it was due to end Tuesday. The initial 4-day agreement was scheduled to end at 7 a.m. or 0500 GMT on Tuesday, but has been extended by another 48 hours. Late Monday, Israel's military announced that 11 hostages were now in Israeli territory. Our forces will accompany them until they are reunited with their families, it said in a statement, adding that the military salutes and embraces the released hostages upon their return home. The freed Israelis are dual nationals of France, Germany, and Argentina, according to Qatar, which helped mediate the deal. Shortly after the arrival of the hostages was confirmed, Israel's prison authority said 33 Palestinian inmates had been released. Facing pressure from the families of hostages, as well as allies, Israel had also signaled its willingness to extend the truce and secure more releases. The White House welcomed an agreement Monday to extend the truce between Israel and Hamas by 2 days, and expressed hope the humanitarian pause would continue for longer still. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken will pay his third wartime visit to the Middle East this week, a U.S. official said Monday, just as mediators announced an extension of a truce in Gaza. The State Department said he would also discuss efforts to protect civilian life during Israel's operations in Gaza and accelerate the delivery of aid to the impoverished coastal strip. Israel's top ally has pledged unwavering support for its Gaza offensive, but Blinken has also said far too many Palestinians have been killed. Qatar, with the support of the United States and Egypt, has been engaged in intense negotiations to establish and prolong the truce in Gaza. Hamas, which runs Gaza and triggered the war when its militants made an unprecedented attack on southern Israel last month, said it was drawing up a new list of hostages for release. Hamas and other militants are still holding about 160 people out of the 240 seized in their October 7th assault into southern Israel that ignited the war. That's enough to potentially extend the truce for another 2 weeks under the existing framework brokered by the Qatar, Egypt, and the US. But Hamas is expected to make much higher demands for the release of captive soldiers. Either way, Israel says it is committed to resuming the war, which is already the deadliest round of Israeli-Palestinian violence in decades. It blames the soaring casualty toll on Hamas, accusing the militants of using civilians as human shields while operating in dense residential areas. Israel has vowed to end Hamas's 16-year rule in Gaza and crush its military capabilities. That would almost certainly require expanding the ground offensive from northern Gaza, where entire residential areas have been pounded into rubble, to the south, where hundreds of thousands of displaced people have packed into overflowing United Nations shelters. Do tell us what you think about this video in comments section,